welcome to this awesome video. First of all, I'm starving, so I'm having some of my Easter candy. Even though I'm recording this like 2 days before Easter, but for right now I'm going to eat a mini Starburst. A mini Starburst, which is, yeah, but well, this video we reacted to the strangest things washed up on beaches. How strange can things be? How strange can these things be, Ray? Let's see, let's find out. Let's get to this.
You are looking at a dangerous creature washed up on a beach. Welcome back, Charlie here. Beaches are sometimes relaxing, but the ocean often washes up bizarre things onto beaches, from gigantic creatures to live bombs. First, we have to look at this mysterious creature. In 2016, this mysterious sea creature washed up on a beach in Mexico. Everyone who witnessed this was totally baffled, including researchers and experts. The creature was a massive 13 feet long and washed up on a busy beach in the city of Acapulco. The big grey blob was unidentified for some time, but some now believe this may be the remains of a whale. That would make the size make sense, but it really doesn't look like a whale, just a big grey gooey blob. Perhaps this is some unidentified animal humans have not yet discovered. Moving on, we have to look at this rare sea serpent. In 2015, this gigantic...
Me at first, though, I thought that was a bunch of people that got stuck with like seaweed or dirt or something. That they've been there for decades, maybe even a few centuries. So, who knows?
Gigantic sea serpent was discovered on Catalina Island. This rarely seen sea serpent is an oarfish. These are not commonly found, especially not at this size. They found the oarfish washed up on the beach, and it measured an impressive 14 feet, but strangely it seemed to be missing. Not commonly found, especially not at this size. They found the oarfish washed up on the beach, and it measured an impressive 14 feet, but strangely it seemed to be missing its tail, likely chewed off by a sea predator. Next, let's look at this megalodon. There's nothing unusual about a shark washing up on a beach, but when this shark washed up on an Australian beach, it made headlines worldwide. That's because of the sheer size of this shark. The shark also looks nothing like other sharks found in the area. Many say this resembles a megalodon more than any other kind of shark. Megalodons are relatives of the great white shark, although this is far too big to be a great white. Beachgoers were stunned when they found this washed up, floating in the shallow waters. Its size seemed to be similar to that of a megalodon. Megalodons were anywhere between 50 to 60 feet in length. Megalodons are said to have gone extinct anywhere from 2.6 to 1.6 million years ago. It's believed changes in sea temperatures caused them to go extinct, but maybe with climate change, megalodons have somehow made a comeback. Next, let's look at this live bomb found on a beach. Just imagine you're relaxing on a beach one day when, bang, you're blown up by a live explosive. It sounds crazy, but that's what nearly happened to a family in Wales. This family had been picnicking on Barry Port in Wales. That's when their 2 young kids saw something washing up on the beach. It was a round metal object with barnacles stuck to it. The family thought it may be a boy, so they had their photo taken with it and then simply moved on with their day. But officials later realized this was a US military mine bomb, of course shocking the family who had been casually standing next to it. The beach was evacuated and a bomb squad was called in. The mine was then blown up in a controlled detonation. It's safe to say this family had a very lucky escape. Next, we have to look at hundreds of whales washed up on a beach. A whale beaching itself is a rare occurrence, but hundreds doing so at the same time is unheard of. But that's exactly what happened on October 13th, 2022. Almost 500 whales were beached on New Zealand's Chatham Islands. This was unprecedented and marine biologists were scared, but experts later concluded that all of these whales got ill. One of the whales developed some kind of disease. As the whales travel in pods, this spread to every other whale. whale, causing these hundreds of whales to be beached. Next, let's look at this beach full of snowballs. One day on a Siberian beach, thousands of snowballs appeared overnight. They were all perfect spheres, and looked like they'd been rolled by hand. But make no mistake, this was not man-made. There were actually 11 miles of snowballs. But how did this happen? Well, they started out as small shards of ice. The beach's waves then caused them to roll, forming thousands of giant snowballs overnight. It's a very rare and amazing natural phenomenon. The right kind of ice, wind, and temperature conditions cause this. But it's very rare that all of these conditions happen at the same time. When they do, though, it's an amazing sight to see. Now we have to look at this giant turtle on a beach. This is the rhinoceros leatherback turtle. These can grow 5 times bigger than the average giant tortoise. These are very rare and also endangered, and recently these turtles have been laying their eggs on busy beaches. They haven't been going on beaches for hundreds of years, but all of a sudden their behavior has totally changed, causing researchers to get very concerned. These turtles may be doing this to try and preserve their species. Due to climate change, many species have been exhibiting bizarre nesting patterns, and the rhinoceros leatherback turtle is no exception. Now let's look at this squid monster. This photo is taken on Bondi Beach.
Stupid dad.
Beach in Australia. It shows a massive creature with many weird tentacles. Men in yellow biohazard suits appear to be inspecting whatever this is. It appears to be a giant octopus or squid washed up on the beach, or even some animal from the depths of hell. Many online debated what this creature is, and if it was even real. But have no fear. It was later revealed to be a marketing stunt for the TV show Stranger Things. But can you imagine walking to your local beach and seeing this? If you didn't know this was simply a stunt for a TV show, you would get seriously scared. Next, let's look at this giant beach monster. This viral image appears to show some kind of creature washed up on a beach. Some believe this to be a whale of sorts. It appears to be absolutely massive, and is an odd blue and purple color. While the body does look like a decomposing whale, the head does not. It seems to have a humanoid-like face with scary, sharp teeth. What do you think this creature could possibly be? Moving on, I have to show you these giant pipes. One day, locals in Norfolk, UK got a shock. These enormous pipes had washed...
I thought that was a mystery for a second, did it? Because of the thumb.
up on their beaches. It's hard to fathom just how large these are only looking at video. But here's one of these pipes compared to a human. As you can see, they're totally massive. But where did these massive pipes come from? The pipes had actually come off a towing ship heading to Algeria. They'd somehow come loose and drifted into the sea. The pipes were made of plastic and were 8 feet in diameter, and were a massive 1,500 feet long. After these were found, they were shipped to Norway, and then to their intended destination in Algeria. Now we have to look at this Goliath grouper washed up on a beach. On July 14th, 2021, hundreds of tons of fish washed up on a beach in Florida. The fish had all been poisoned due to toxic algae. In total, more than 600 tons of dead fish was collected. These deadly algae blooms are known as red tide. That's why these very scary-looking creatures had to be removed from the beaches. If anyone was to touch, or God forbid, eat one of these fish, it could cause serious problems. Moving on, let's look at this Siamese twin whale. As I mentioned, a whale beaching itself is not uncommon. But in 2015, when this whale beached itself, everyone was stunned. The creature didn't look like a whale at all. It had 2 heads, 2 tails, but only 1 body. These whales were actually Siamese twins. Just like how human twins sometimes merge into one, whales can do the same thing. This is one of the only recorded sightings of a Siamese twin whale. Finally, we have to look at these crabs. It's not interesting to see a single crab on a beach, but what about millions of crabs turning an entire beach totally red? That's what happened in California. Millions of tuna red crabs turned this beach red. The occurrence was very weird for this area. It had literally never been seen before. Experts said this was because of a shift in weather. The crabs didn't know how to react, so they all beached themselves in California. Locals had to use large push paddles to remove these crabs. Some locals even took these home to eat, but there were simply too many, and eventually authorities cleared them away. Now it's time to make your voice heard. Which was...
Okay, well, which one was the strangest? Which was the strangest thing? Comment below. Because, man, some of these were strange and weird. Well, that would be for the video. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe and don't forget to like and share, so we can get 700 subscribers. Because we went through the 500s like crazy, and we are going through the 600s like crazy. We almost have 640 subscribers, and I'm like, what? As of recording this, I think we are at 635 last I checked, which was 2 hours ago. Man, though, that one video, I'm your mother video, that is my second most popular video now on all of my whole channel. And I'm like, Lord help me. And thank you guys so very much for the support lately, and I really do appreciate it. Because that would be it for the video. And do everything that's it. Bye! Hey guys, how are you guys doing? Good, I hope, because I'm using a new app to go live on. I haven't used this app before. I was kind of playing with it earlier, but this... Hey guys, welcome to this awesome video. This is Mrs. Gray, and I will be reacting to photos that will make make you scratch your head. I'm already scratching my head. Okay, let's see.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 photos that will make you scratch your head. So sometimes some bizarre things happen in life, but it's very rarely that they're caught on camera. Well, there are some times people call photos of things that simply don't make sense and will leave you with a ton of questions. From things that seem supernatural to glitches in the Matrix. Check them out. Before we get into it, why don't you subscribe and press the notification bell too. Coming in at number 10, we have nail gun. So I have to say, this is one pretty weird photo. One day a girl was eating some chewing gum, but as she looked down, she thought she was seeing double. That is because of her nail paint. And as you can see, this girl tried her hand at nail art. She tried to make a nice design with blue and green dots on a white background. She thought she designed this herself and it was original, but then she realized she accidentally copied it from Orbit. That's right, this girl's Orbit chewing gum exactly matched her nail art. The crazy thing is she didn't purposely do this. Maybe this is just a really crazy coincidence. Or perhaps she subconsciously painted her nails to look like Orbit gum. You know your breath is bad when even your nails are giving you hints to chew some gum. Perhaps Orbit should hire this girl, as I really do like her design. I've seen bizarre food nail art before, but I have to say this is by far the most coincidental.
Yeah,
next up is flat trees. Don't you hate it when you're playing a video game and you get a graphics error? This often occurs with the sky or trees. Well guys, it turns out this can happen in real life as well. Take a look at this picture, and no, it's not Minecraft in real life. This is totally real and not Photoshop.
What?
One day somebody took a school trip to Schönbrunn, Austria. One of the places they went to was Schönbrunn Palace. And outside of the palace are these amazing sculpted trees. It's hard to believe, but these trees are actually cut like this. It looks like somebody got a ginormous X-Acto knife and did this. But instead it's a team of hundreds of gardeners who do this. This looks like something someone would make in a perspective art class. But guys, have you ever seen a real life illusion this perfect?
No.
Next up is music. So one thing many people do on the subway is listen to music. Nowadays people have AirPods and wireless headphones. But this photo goes to show that sometimes wired headphones can be pretty awesome. When someone's got their headphones plugged into their phone, you don't know what they're doing. They could be playing a game or watching a video. But if you look at this photo, this guy's definitely listening to music. In case you don't get what I'm talking about, check out his headphones. They clearly make a music note shape. This was totally natural and the guy didn't set it up like this. Somebody simply saw this guy in the subway and had to tweet it. This guy's earphones look exactly like a treble clef. I guess this is a very abstract version of life imitating art. Next up is doctor's office. So we've all been to the doctor's office before. Inside we used to see those medical posters of very plain looking people. Well, one day somebody walked into the doctor's office and the doctor said, "You look exactly like the guy on my wall." As you can see, this man and that illustration are identical. Not only do they have a similar face and hair, but they also have the same shirt. I hope that guy doesn't have hyperglycemia and acid reflux disease. But if he does, at least the doctor can use this poster to explain it to him. And hopefully very clearly, seeing as it looks tailor-made for him. Have you guys ever seen your doppelganger in illustration mode? The closest I've come is some awesome fan art you guys have sent. Next up is candle glitch. So this is an example of a glitch in the Matrix. A glitch in the Matrix is where something in life just doesn't work, or doesn't work properly. This photo will leave you scratching your head and also make you question reality. One evening, somebody lit a candle to relax. They left it burning for a while, but when they turned back to the candle, they saw something strange. Somehow the flame had moved off the candle wick and into the candle wax. Now, there is no way pure candle wax can burn on its own. All candle wax can do is melt, not burn. So this literally makes zero sense. It appears something the candle wax is creating this flame. But how did this flame move from the candle wick? And why is the candle wick no longer lit? This photo really creates an insane amount of questions. If there are any scientists or candle makers out there, then try and explain this image. Next up is train pals. So we've all seen people with doppelgangers before, and sometimes these people even meet up. Take these two identical strangers who met on an airplane. Well, one day a guy was in the train when somebody got on. He noticed him as he had green hair and an orange hoodie. But then at the next stop, somebody else got on and the guy's mind was blown. The other guy got on, had orange hair and a green hoodie. But the coincidences and craziness does not end there. If you look closely, these guys have the exact same hoodie. It appears to say BTS Paris. So these guys are like opposite doppelgangers. The guy's green hair matches the guy's green hoodie and the guy's orange hoodie matches the guy's orange hair. It's pretty crazy how both of these guys dyed their hair. Is this guy the real life Carrot Top? I guess that would make this guy the real life opposite Carrot Top. The most insane thing is, these guys got on at two different stations and aren't even friends. By the looks of this photo, they don't seem to have even realized each other. Or maybe they're purposely avoiding each other, as it's such a crazy and creepy coincidence.
Yeah.
Next up is scissor cup. So this image is pretty simple, but at the same time, it will also blow your mind. One day, a guy went to get a coffee in his office. He opened up the cupboards to get a coffee mug when he saw this mug. As you can see, attached to the mug is a pair of scissors. Now, it's not unusual to see a pair of scissors in an office, but there's one thing I can't explain. How did these scissors get into the coffee mug? If you look closely, there's no possible way this could have happened. The coffee mug and scissors weren't sold this way, obviously, but there's literally no opening which could connect these together. I think David Blaine might be working in this office, because this literally is magic. This is kind of like the metal ring illusion, although most kids can usually work that out. This image, however, couldn't be solved by Einstein, Stephen Hawking, or Kim Kardashian put together. That's right, guys, the most genius people to ever exist in the world couldn't even work this out. Next up is sinking cop car. Have you guys ever seen quicksand? We've likely all seen it in movies, or have at least heard of it. It's basically sand that swallows up anything that goes into it. Well, one day in Tampa, Florida, it seems somebody made the road out of quicksand. As you can see, somebody caught this image of a Tampa police car sinking into the ground. This appears to be a glitch in the Matrix, or maybe a ditch in the Matrix. I'm not sure if there's a hole in the ground, or if this police car is literally sinking into the earth. This is like one of those crazy wormholes you see opening up in Japan. But guys, leave a comment letting me know what you think's going on here. I have so many questions, and it looks like this guy's using a video game clipping mod in real life. Some say the police already have too much power, but if they have the power to go through the earth, then that's going over the top. Next up is can glitch. So here's another glitch in the Matrix where something is repeated. One day somebody bought a can of Coca-Cola. They couldn't wait to open it up and refresh themselves. But after they pulled the can's tab, they were simply met with another can. As you can see underneath, there's a whole new lid and can tab. I guess this means it's not a can of soda, but a can of soda. I think this guy should keep going. Maybe this is like one of those Russian nesting dolls. This is a photo that really does make you go, Have you guys ever had a crazy glitch with food or drink? Next up is train glitch. So it seems like one of the main places where glitches in the Matrix occur are on public transport. Just take those orange and green guys from before. Well guys, here's an even more extreme example of this. One day somebody was on a bus with 4 girls who were standing up in a line. But instead of the guy thinking he was seeing double, he thought he was seeing quadruple. If you look at double, he thought he was seeing quadruple. If you look at these girls, they all look exactly the same. They all have long blonde hair, the same hat, and the same jacket. I know that some say that all girls wear the same clothes, and I guess they're right. These girls all got on separately and didn't know each other. But this is very strange, as it looks like these girls are in uniform. But if you think that only the younger generation dress similarly, then check out the older generation. As you can see, one day a guy was in the London Underground when he saw this. There are two older women who look exactly the same. They both have sunglasses and regular glasses and the same hair. They're also wearing the same t-shirt, shoes, and trousers. But to top it all off, they're also doing the same crossword on the same paper. Who knows, maybe these guys are stuck in the exact same problem. This one is clearly not photoshopped, as these women are at two different angles. And also one of the women does have a bag strap across her, while the other doesn't. But even so, keep your eyes open next time you go on public transport, as you may spot a glitch in the Matrix. Next up is a restaurant glitch. So here is yet another glitch in the Matrix, and this one may creep you out. Somebody walked into a diner one day and realized each booth is an alternate reality. As you can see, all of the people in these booths are very similar. Sitting on one side of every booth is a woman with a green jacket, and on the other side is always a woman with a red jacket. If you look closely, the color gets darker on the jackets each time. At least that's the case with the green jacket. With the red jacket, it's going the other way. As you go down the road, the green jacket gets darker while the red jacket gets lighter. I have to say, this is a totally mind-blowing glitch in the Matrix. What would you guys do if you saw this in real life? People eating at a diner may sound pretty mundane, but when you look at all the coincidences here, it's enough to make you freak out. Next up is sofa. Have you guys ever had something happen to you which is like a hint from destiny? Kind of like in My Name is Earl when he loses his lottery ticket for being such a bad guy all those years. Well guys, one day Sony was reading the newspaper when they saw something very familiar. They saw an advert saying time for a new sofa, and then the picture next to it was their exact sofa they were sitting on. Now that is targeted advertising, or more likely just a very insane coincidence. I have to say though, unless that guy's an 80-year-old woman, he should really get a new couch. No offense to anyone with this sofa. But guys, have you ever had an insane glitch in the Matrix or bizarre thing happen caught on camera? If so, send it to me on the social media links in the description, and I'll include it in a part 2.
Okay guys, I guess that would be it for the video. These were scratching my head, alright. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe, don't forget to like, and I'll see you guys on next time. Goodbye. Guys, welcome to this amazing video. Sorry guys, I didn't talk as much. I am exhausted. It is 1 in the morning. Been making videos for the past hour and a half-ish. And I worked all day. So, kind of want to sleep. But it had to be better at work. Thankfully, I had 4 instead of open, so thankful for that, but and I'm exhausted. Guys, we reacted to things that only exist in America. But into this.
Number 1 on my menu. Now, supersize it. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things that only exist in America.
Only in America.
Yay.
Only in America.
For this list, we'll be looking at products or traditions that you'll struggle to find outside of the United States. Is there anything on this list that you think should go global? Anything that you hope never spreads anywhere? Let us know your opinions in the comments. Number 10, garbage disposals. Who needs a garbage can when you can toss your food in the sink?
This is the only video that, by the way, that I had watched before that I have to know what now. So I kind of know some of the things, and I'm trying to watch it like 2 hours ago. And this shocked me. I did not.
Now there's no evidence
that was only in America.
Waste units attached to kitchen sinks are quite popular in the United States, as they are installed in approximately 50% of homes across the nation. However, if you're outside of the USA, you'll have trouble finding one.
You should talk to my husband. Garbage disposal?
In a ton of countries in Europe, garbage disposals are actually banned for their negative environmental impact. While most waste disposal is generally bad for the earth, Using a disposal pumps trash through the water system, which wastes water as well.
Listen, you can think what you want about my personal hygiene, but please don't waste any water. That's bad policy.
Number 9, spray cheese.
I was just trying to
Oh, spray on cheese. This is great.
Who would have guessed
I
that
knew
American
something
cheese
on this
is strictly American? While this slice delicacy is exclusive to the United States, it isn't the only cheese that other countries can't get their hands on.
I love American cheese. English cheese is so fluid and great. American cheese is like a bed you can just fall into.
While some folks treat cheese like an art form, others don't mind a more mechanical approach to the food. Cheese in a can, or spray cheese, or easy cheese is an extremely American snack food. And let's be real, it's a super weird product that probably shouldn't exist anywhere.
Yeah.
Why are we spraying our food onto other food?
I know, right?
Cheese from the famous family of aerosol cheeses.
Number 8, free refills. Oh,
I
waiter,
heard this one.
we'll have another round.
Refills are still free, right?
Yeah, they're still free.
While Americans are accustomed to having their drink of choice constantly replenished, this isn't commonplace in restaurants outside of the United States. In fact, it's a bit of a unique luxury for visitors. However, for others, it's too gluttonous to be enjoyed. New York and Massachusetts have even attempted to limit the prevalence of free refills as a way to make residents more conscious of their sugar intake.
Where is it going?
Wait, drinking an unlimited amount of soda is bad for you? We need to make some calls.
I mean, I guess I'm a pretty sick guy.
Number 7, everything supersized.
Didn't do this, but this is not
Go supersize.
Wouldn't the supersize just be a size large?
Yes, everything
Or maybe
was.
extra large? Or extra large?
Bigger.
Or, okay, we'll stop.
Extra large.
This American food trend is most notably used by the fast food chain McDonald's, which added the additional size option to upsell their meals for a small fee. While this may seem like a bargain, the quantity of the supersized portions is clearly unhealthy. This has become a food retail trend that is unique to America, although there has been a push to eliminate this abundant option from restaurants.
You saw supersize me?
So I work at Arby's, right? We actually just shrunk our sizes, actually. So our fries, our drinks, all of it, we just shrunk it. We shrunk the size. It's just weird. And then, yeah. And then we only have 2 sizes for like shakes and lemonades now. Or special lemonades. And we can only put mediums and large into meals. So, yeah. So that and all that happened this week. Too much to handle.
Oh no. But when that movie came out, they canceled supersizing. So I started getting number 1 and chicken selects. But when they went back to supersizing, so did I. And now my body was addicted to the selects.
Number 6,
How is that
Black Friday
supersized
madness.
though?
If you've ever rushed out after Thanksgiving dinner to snag a good deal, you may be in America.
If you guys are not from the U.S., Black Friday, I stay away from the stores. I don't care. I stay away. Sometimes I have to work, though. And I hate it. This traffic is... I mean, I'm kind of used to traffic. I just don't go to the store on Black Friday. Because of that. Well, since I guess the last few years they kind of pushed Black Friday to be more of a monthly type thing, from like Thanksgiving to Christmas, but yeah, but still it's.
If I could just get everybody describing what Black Friday means, that would be cool. Hey, that's a new camera.
The United States isn't the only country in the world to have some version of Black Friday, but America did originate the unofficial holiday in 1952. And for that reason, U.S. Black Friday is by far the most intense.
Happy holidays, Rick. And to you, my friend.
Each year, countless people get into physical altercations over sales.
People
and
get
items
hurt
in
on
stores.
Black
Some
Friday.
folks will even line up the day before to get into their favorite stores instead of spending time with their families on Thanksgiving.
Don't
Black
say that.
Friday, then Thanksgiving.
Love Black Friday. Number 5, white bread.
Never
This
even
entry
heard
is the best
of
thing
it.
since sliced bread.
No, I didn't.
Because it is
Sliced bread? Wow, that's the best thing since, well, ever.
sliced white sandwich bread is a rarity in any country other than the United States. And quite frankly, most people who didn't grow up eating it usually aren't its biggest fans.
Well, I hate white bread.
Better go round her up before Big Flavor eats everything inside.
Traditional white bread is softer and more sweet than other types of bread, which may be an unwelcome change for some. Similarly to the spray cheese in comparison to real cheese, white bread can be viewed as a lesser-than form of the baked good. But if you're in America, you're likely to find a pack in most households.
Refrigerator Meg here, having one of my favorite snacks, French fry sandwiches on white bread. Bad sugars and starches are the bomb.
Number 4, Girl Scout cookies. How'd you get in here?
Girl Scout cookies get you in anywhere.
We'll take 2 boxes of Thin Mints and a plane ticket to the States. These delicious treats are sold exclusively by the Girl Scouts of the United States of America, and that's the only place where they're distributed as well.
Just a couple more boxes. It's no big deal, right? I'm cool. You gotta help me out with a couple more boxes.
The cookies have become extremely popular and profitable for the organization, as they sell around 200 million boxes each year.
That's a lot of Girl Scout cookies.
You know me, I'm from India. I can't resist children begging.
Some brands have emulated the flavors of the traditional Girl Scout cookies, but if you want to try the real thing, you'll have to take a trip to the USA. Number 3, voting before drinking.
Yeah,
This
that's
math
weird.
doesn't quite add up.
Anything you want, not money related.
A razor scooter.
Done.
And a fake ID.
No, that's
What
ridiculous.
is normal?
Drink.
So we can vote, dumbass.
In the United
Okay.
States, the legal drinking age is 21, while the national voting age is 18. This is a very uncommon disparity, since most countries around the world allow consumption of alcohol at 18 years old, along with the right to vote.
22, you graduate college. 21, you're suddenly allowed to be an alcoholic. 20, you lose your virginity. 19's your last year. 18, you get to vote. 17, you get to drive. 16's your sweet 16. 15's your quinceanera.
Why is America so different? Well, at the time that prohibition had been repealed in 1933, the voting age had also been 21. This kept things simple at the time until the voting age was lowered in 1971 following the draft of the Vietnam War.
That's like
Perhaps we'll see
51
another
years ago.
amendment adjusting these age restrictions in the future.
Well, I'm not 18 yet. You know, it's funny. I can drink, but I can't vote.
Well, I'll be definitely getting my vote on.
Hey.
Number 2, imperial units.
This table is
Yeah,
in square
that's the way around
centimeters.
it, right?
I read it in square meters. Do you know what that means? That Americans can't handle the metric system?
Okay, the United States isn't the only place on Earth to use the imperial measurement system, but it's pretty close. The only other 2 places in the world that use imperial units are Liberia and Myanmar. If you're an
I heard
American, it
Liberia,
may
but
be
never
shocking to learn that
Myanmar.
most of the globe doesn't measure in inches, feet, and miles. But in reality, anyone who lives anywhere else has been using the metric system for decades.
Technically, this route is 73 meters longer than the highway.
Meters, Velma? I don't even know what that means. What are we in Europe?
It seems silly not to adjust to the most common system, but in reality, there are many ways Americans use the metric system every day. Drinks come in liters, and 5-kilometer runs are super popular.
To the metric system.
Wow.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. I'm at a multiracial. If you're on your
Okay,
phone,
I do
make sure you go into settings and switch on your notifications.
Yeah.
Number 1, pharmaceutical commercials.
When I'm at a multiracial picnic for some reason, the last thing I want to do is have a stroke. And thanks to Once Daily Sanguelto, I can eat potato salad with chuckling strangers with the confidence of someone who knows he's 12% less likely to suffer a stroke recurrence.
America has some of the most expensive health care in the world, to the point where
Man,
many
yeah.
people struggle to pay for basic medical needs. But this isn't the only oddity in respects to medical care specific to America.
Some people have
had changes in behavior, such as hostility, depressed mood, and homicidal thoughts and actions while taking Chantix. If you notice changes in behavior such as a powerful, overwhelming desire to kill the person you love most, call your doctor right away.
Besides New Zealand, the United States is the only other country that legally permits drug companies to advertise on television. Pharmaceutical ads have put lots of money in the pockets of those companies, but have caused a slew of misdiagnoses across the country in return. We'd like to hope that this practice ends sometime soon, and that it doesn't spread anywhere else.
In fact, one analysis claimed that in 2013, 9 out of the top 10 drug makers spent more on marketing than they did on research.
Which may be an unwelcome...
Okay, if you guys are, that would be it for the video. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe. Don't forget to like and share. And I just have to see you guys on next time. Goodbye. Hey guys, welcome to this awesome video. If you do the subscribe wall, if you guys don't know how to get onto the subscriber wall, all you have to do is comment something nice. And this person commented something nice, alright? But we'll see who. Oh, it's upside down. So, before I say this, I am so sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. It's one of those hard names to say, but we'll see. Obiora said, "You are infectiously joyful. Made me feel better about today. Thank you." You're very welcome, and thank you for the comment. And I'm glad I made you feel better about that day. I guess it wouldn't be today, so it would have been that day. But welcome to the subscriber wall. To this awesome video. And in this video we reacted to people with real superpowers. So that means they could be evil villains or superheroes. Let's hope superheroes. Let's do this.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 people with real superpowers. We're used to seeing superpowers in Hollywood movies, but these are a few people that have superpowers in real life, and I guarantee this video will blow you away. So be sure to like the video and subscribe, and comment I subscribed, and I'll try to reply. So, coming in at number 10, we have Magnet Boy. In 2014, a boy named Nikolai Kryakshchenko was discovered in Russia. His superpower? Being magnetic. This 12-year-old boy can stick metal objects to his body, hands, and head. He mainly sticks metal coins and spoons onto himself, but there appears to be no weight limit to what Nikolai's body can hold. He developed it after being knocked unconscious by a massive electric shock after walking home, caused by him leaning on a lamppost that was live from a faulty wire. Ever since then, he's been a real-life X-Men character with magnetic abilities. Next up, we have Instant Creative. Meet Tommy McHugh. This man was once a hardened criminal, known for drunken behavior and attacking random people in the street. However, in 2012, he was sitting on the toilet when he felt an explosion in his head that almost knocked him unconscious. After talking to a doctor, he found that he had suffered from a Sabara hemorrhage, which is a stroke caused by bleeding in and around the brain. After this, the 51-year-old tough guy said that his head was full of rhymes, images, and pictures. He began to write poetry and paint and draw obsessively for up to 19 hours a day, despite never being artistic before. Doctors suspect that the reason why he began being so creative is due to the blood trapped in the frontal lobes of his brain due to his hemorrhage. The frontal lobes are responsible for abstract thought and creativity in your brain. This is one superpower that I'm sure many aspiring artists would love to have.
And me too, and I'm not an artist.
Next up, we have Instant Musician. In 2013, Derek Amato was labeled a musical genius. Many would work for years to achieve this kind of status, but Derek managed it overnight. He was diving in a shallow swimming pool and hit his head, causing him to have a concussion. He said that after he woke back up, every time he shut his eyes, he saw black and white keys moving from left to right, much like a piano. He was able to visualize these keys and became able to play amazing piano music instantly. I wonder if Beethoven also got a concussion. That would explain a lot. Next up, we have heat energy. Herbert Benson, a scientist from Harvard University, has been studying a group of Tibetan monks for over 20 years. The reason why? They can control the heat in their fingers. They perform an exercise known as Tam Mo. This allows them to increase the temperature of heat in their fingers by 19 degrees. It's suspected that these monks use this meditation to be able to control some areas of their body heat. Scientists have also speculated that in the future, the monks will be able to teach these skills to astronauts. This will allow them to travel to cold planets in outer space and survive there. Don't be surprised if you see space monks in the next few years. Next up, we have superhuman strength. We likely all know someone who is strong. Well, 35-year-old Brian Shaw from America is officially the strongest man in the world. He's 6 foot and 8 inches tall and weighs about 400 pounds. He eats over $20,000 worth of food every year. This includes a gallon of milk a day and around 9,000 calories worth of food every.
That's more than what I make in a year.
Single day. He's obsessed with fitness and pumping iron in the gym, but he claims that eating is his main job. He eats for most hours of the day, so it's amazing he even has time to fit in training between his meals. Next up, we have echolocation. Ben Underwood was born with cancer, tragically causing him to lose his vision at the age of 2. But
he was born with cancer? I would be like, I would worry about my kid, I guess.
He was able to learn how to make clicking sounds with his mouth and listen to the echoes. This allowed him to get around and even do activities such as hiking and riding bikes without eyesight. The technique is called echolocation and is what bats use to get around at night. His amazing talent and determination to live a normal life despite his disability gained him a lot of media attention. And in 2008, he was invited to appear on the Oprah Winfrey Show to discuss his amazing superhuman ability. In 2009, Ben sadly passed away in his California home, but his legacy lives on due to his amazing superpower.
That's right.
Next up, we have Mr. Eat Everything. This French man named Michael Letito was given the nickname Monsieur Mange Tout, meaning Mr. Eat Everything. He was known for eating bizarre things, but I don't mean food. Over the course of about 40 years, he ate 18 bicycles, 16 shopping carts, 7 televisions, 6 chandeliers, 2 beds, a pair of skis, a coffin, and an airplane, despite consuming materials such as metal, glass.
An airplane! An airplane!
And rubber, he suffered no ill effects. Doctors investigated and found that he had an incredibly durable body that allowed these materials to pass through him safely. He died of natural causes 11 days after his 51st birthday. Unusually, despite being able to eat all of these things, he claimed he couldn't eat bananas or eggs as they made him throw up. Next up, we have instant game designer. If you ask kids what they want to be when they grow up, a lot will say a video game designer. Many video game designers have to be acclaimed and work for years to perfect their art. Well, the story of Ken Walters is a little different. He had a stroke in 2004 due to stress. While he was recovering in hospital, he couldn't speak for a period of time. While this was going on, he used a notepad to communicate. When suddenly, he had an uncontrollable urge to start doodling despite never wanting to before. He would then obsessively draw from 2 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day. He began to publish his art of sci-fi characters when suddenly developers for the game Second Life saw his work. They then recruited him to help design their game that has since sold millions of copies. Ken is now an overnight successful artist thanks to his stroke. Next up, we have instant geometer. In 2014, 2 men jumped Jason Pankett outside of a local karaoke bar. He was left with PTSD and a concussion that put him in a critical condition. When he woke up, he began seeing geometric shapes everywhere he went. He became a recluse because of the visions he was having and didn't leave his home for 2 years. That was until, as a form of therapy, he began to draw the geometric shapes he saw. One mathematician saw his drawings and identified them as fractals. Fractals are mathematical sets that show a repeating pattern. Jason then became a mathematical and geometric genius, despite not using math for years after being terrible at math in school. He is the only person in the world that can hand draw fractals. His concussion motion triggered a part of his brain that affects the object boundary formation, allowing him to see what others can't. Next up, we have Instant Pianist. In 2007, Dr. Tony Ciarica was speaking to his mother on a payphone when he was struck by lightning. He momentarily passed away, but was revived by medics. A few days later, he had a sudden urge to listen to piano music despite not liking it before and having never played a piano. He began to hear melodies in his head and played them on a piano, and despite him never playing before, he was amazing. His doctors were baffled, but say it's likely a result of his accident. And that just about wraps up this video.
I still can't believe Mr. E everything. Literally everything. But bananas and eggs. Weird. But the airplane. Word. I'm still in just complete shock with that one. Well, that would be for the video. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe so I can hit 1,000 subscribers this year. That would be amazing and a dream come true. And I guess that would be it. And I guess I will see you guys next time. Goodbye. Hey guys, welcome to this amazing video. We are going to be reacting to creepiest things caught on trail cameras. Let's see some of these creepy things. I mean, that is scary. But we'll see.
You know, when I first saw it, my heart skipped a beat because I thought, is that a really good photo of a young squatch?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 creepiest things caught on trail cameras.
It frightens people, especially children.
Are you planning to kiss face this Halloween in Prince George's County? Bad idea.
For this list, we'll be looking at spooky, unusual, and just plain bizarre footage caught on trail cameras. What's the strangest thing you've ever seen caught on camera? Share with us in the comments. Number 10. Deer chasing demon. While it's widely known that deer spook easily, we really can't blame this one for running for its life. This trail camera still image captures the moment an unexplained creature is giving this poor deer the chase of its life. While most who see this image believe it's a hoax or a really strange angle of a natural predator such as a cougar, others believe this could be proof of the elusive yet infamous Jersey Devil.
The Jersey Devil, or the Leeds Devil, as it is sometimes called, is a cryptid animal. It's mostly described as a flying bipedal creature, meaning that it stands upright.
No matter what it is, we are definitely on the same page as this deer. We do not want to run into this creature in the middle of the night. Number 9. Grim Reaper. Doesn't matter what Blue Oyster Cult said, we are still going to fear this one. While the Grim Reaper is usually seen as a bad omen, maybe this particular one was just trying to help a forest creature pass over to the other side. Considering the date stamp, it is possible that this was simply one of those people who celebrate Halloween for the entire month of October. Then again, even the most dedicated Halloween lover has to draw the line at being out in the middle of the night in freezing temperatures. Whatever the case, seeing this on your trail camera is pretty terrifying no matter the time of year. Number 8. Ghostly Hunter. Sure, venison is delicious, but can ghosts even eat it? Maybe this particular Pennsylvania hunter is trying to find out. There are two creepy aspects of this photo. Of course, the ghostly hunter is spooky, but this could simply be a case of the camera distorting either a human subject or a water reflection. After all, trail cameras aren't exactly the best quality, and this photo was taken at night. The truly creepy and worrisome part of this picture is how the buck staring into the camera doesn't even seem to know it might be being watched from behind. The most likely explanation to this mysterious visitor is, of course, that it's a hoax. So maybe the deer's oblivious nature isn't so bad. Number 7. Nightgown Wanderer. Even the frights are bigger in Texas. This grainy image appears to capture a nighttime wanderer on the trail. A similar but clearer image that might show the same figure was posted on a hunting forum in 2015, taken near a cemetery in Liberty, Texas. Now, it could simply be a person out and about for a stroll in their nightgown, or someone chasing after their dog. dog. However, the proximity to a graveyard and the fact that it was 2 miles from any houses is a bit spooky, as is the fact that bare footprints were allegedly found in the spot. Number 6. Daytime Sasquatch. Maybe you've heard that Virginia is for lovers, but have you heard that Virginia is for baby Bigfoot, too? When outdoorsman Roger Williams captured this photo in 2013 in the mountains of southwest Virginia, he submitted the strange image to a local newspaper. In no time, the picture circulated around cryptozoologist circles and quickly drew similarities to the famous Jacobs photo taken in 2007 in northwest Pennsylvania. Williams also disclosed to the Finding Bigfoot team that one of his neighbors heard strange sounds a few miles from where the photo was taken.
At about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, he heard a yowl. Raspy, throaty growl sound from the upper part of the lake, and so he wouldn't have thought much about it except it was repeated.
As Williams himself said when he first published the photo, quote, "The mystery remains." Number 5. Zombies. Virginia seems to be a hotspot for bizarre trail camera photos. This image first started circulating around October 2012, and it just gets creepier the longer you look at it. At first, it looks like 2 out-of-sorts figures wandering the woods late at night. However, a closer look reveals that the figure in the front is missing some flesh, exposing its rib cage. While it could be an indication that the dead roam Virginia, it's more likely to be a hoax or another case of October-long Halloween enthusiasts. No matter the case, the image is unsettling. Number 4. Living Deliciously. This creepy creature took being the goat too seriously. In the small town of Bowie, Maryland, legends and rumors about the mysterious Goat Man have circulated for decades. According to the stories, a scientist at Beltsville Research Agricultural Center conducted experiments combining goat DNA and human DNA. Of course, something went horribly wrong, resulting in the creation of the Goat Man.
Soon this creature was seen attacking cars with an axe along the Fletchertown Road in Bowie. It's said to be 6 feet tall, hairy, and walking upright on its hind leg.
This particular image has been tied to the legend, but it should actually be tied to a Photoshop contest. An artist who goes by Lou, aka Vierhakt, submitted the photo as part of a contest in 2011. While they did not win the contest, their art has lived on in countless Proof of Cryptids Exist compilations. In fact, Vierhakt has called it their most stolen image. Number 3. Runaway. These deer seem to be more freaked out by the camera than by the little girl who is right next to them. Could this child be part of their herd, or Disney princess in the making?
She is a princess.
As it turns out, there's much more to this photo than meets the eye. For starters, there are actually several more pictures of this magical girl and her deer friends. That's because this image is part of a series called Following the Deer by Illinois artist William Harper. The image was taken out of context and widely circulated around the internet, leading several concerned citizens to wonder why this little girl was wandering in the woods. Thankfully, the girl was never really lost, but this picture is still very spooky.
Yeah, very.
The girl was never really lost, but this picture is still very spooky. Number 2, the rake. Accounts of American cryptid known as the rake date back to the 1600s, when a mariner apparently fled back across the ocean to escape the creature. Well, if this photo is anything like what he saw, we can't blame him. This particular image was allegedly recovered from a trail camera in a destroyed hunting camp. While this could be true, and the creature could be responsible for the destruction, the picture's murky origins leave room for doubt. Is this the rake of lore, or is it simply a spooky edit? No matter the case, this image is probably the most relatable one on this list. After all, who wants their picture taken unexpectedly at 1:44 a.m.? Why did you do that? Why would you do that to me when you know how I feel about that? Why? We empathize with your frustration, mysterious creature.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, creepy clown. Back in 2016, there was a massive wave of creepy clown sightings that spooked people in several cities.
Online, there are lots of posts about the pranks.
However, it looks like someone was about 7 years early to the circus-themed party. These images were captured on a trail camera in the middle of the woods. While this matches the latter clown's MO, this particular sighting occurred several miles from the nearest town. This could simply be a case of someone wanting to mess with the person who put out this camera. But it is extremely creepy no matter the motive. The bizarre eye contact definitely doesn't help either.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out the
Scary. They're very scary and very creepy. Well, that would be it for the video, guys. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe, don't forget to like and share. Remember, like 90% of you guys are not subscribed, so please subscribe. Guys, that would be it for the video. Love you guys. Bye. Further to this awesome video. First of all, I just wanted to say I'm deeply sorry that there were like no videos out yesterday. I mean, of course, besides the subscriber wall video that I will be trying to do daily. I would say try, because who knows. Yeah. Again, I'm sorry. I was in a lot of pain, and if you guys do not know, my ears, I've been having some ear problems that I might have to get surgery for, so we'll see. But the video we will be, and by the way, I'm still in a lot of pain. My head still hurts, my ears still hurts. If I make a video and my ears just hurt, and I can't make, if my ears hurt and I can't make a video, I wouldn't have made a video since October. Yeah. So, nope. Suffering through. So the video is, stupid way schools try to save money. Let's see.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 stupid ways schools try to save money. We all know that school budgets are never high enough. This usually means the school has to scrap an extracurricular class or use less printer paper. But some schools try dumb, hilarious, and sometimes even kind of worrying techniques to try and pinch pennies. Get ready to be thankful you don't go to any of these schools. But first, subscribe to Top 10s and press the notification bell too. Coming in at number 10, we have Nightclub. What kind of things did your elementary school have? Perhaps a jungle gym, art supplies, hopscotch? Well, if you went to Harambee Institute of Science and Technology, then you would have had a nightclub as well. And no, it's nothing to do with the gorilla, by the way. In the daytime, the school was a charter school in Philadelphia, which taught students from kindergarten to 8th grade. But when the school bell rang and the kids had left, this place turned into a nightclub. The school called the nightclub Club Damani, and it was surprisingly popular. I guess after a hard day of screaming kids, all the teachers had to do was hang around for a few hours and they could join the party. Now, it's usually illegal to serve shots of syrup at an elementary school. However, that isn't what got Club Damani shut down. You see, the school was built on the remains of an old bar, which had a valid booze license. When they bought the building for the school, they oddly requested to transfer the liquor license as well, and by law, the city had to oblige. However, in 2010, their license expired, and the city did not have to renew a booze license for an elementary school. Would you go to a school nightclub, or is that just really not your style? Next up is repairs. It's a commonly known fact that schools in Detroit are very underfunded. Well, in 2014, the United States was outraged when Detroit teachers posted photos of their unsafe working conditions. They showed classrooms which had been turned upside down and mold on the walls. They also showed that no drinking fountains worked and toilets were unsafe without any toilet paper. The students' parents had complained about this before, but the school's budget had been cut, so they simply didn't have the money to fix all of these things. The photos were picked up by the national press, and teachers, students, and parents, and just about everyone else was very angry. Kids should have a safe and productive learning environment, but they sure weren't getting it in these classrooms. On the bright side, it was the wake-up call the government needed to realize the budget cuts had gone way too far. As a result of the images, the schools in Detroit did receive extra funding, but they're still far from perfect. Next Next up is student teacher. When kids are in school, it can be a good thing to give them responsibilities. That's why we have class pets and hall monitors. However, it seems one school in Detroit took the whole Vagrant class to a whole other level. They didn't have much cash, and due to the classes being a massive size and having no support, one teacher left. The school couldn't find any qualified subs, so they decided to get a 13-year-old student to take over teaching 7th and 8th grade math. This wasn't just for a day though, or even a week, but a whole month. The crazy thing is, the 13-year-old teacher even had a teacher's aide, but somehow the school thought the kid was more qualified than the adult. Thanks to this, the kid's parents sued the school and Governor Rick Snyder. The lawsuit showed how Michigan state officials had turned Detroit public schools into slums. In some schools, even things like toilet paper were missing, and kids' scorebooks were unreadable due to overuse. It may have been a crazy and irresponsible idea to turn a child into a teacher, but it really shows how underfunded Detroit schools are. Props to the child teacher though. He should really give Governor Rick Snyder a big fat detention.
Yeah.
Next up is cheating. It seems kind of unfair and counterproductive, but the better schools get on SAT tests, the more money they get. This seems backwards, as surely struggling schools would need more funding. But that's not the only thing wrong with this system. It also obviously encourages cheating. To try and increase funding in desperate times, some schools are starting to try and game the system. A few years back, schools in Atlanta and Baltimore were caught changing test scores of their students. They did this the good old-fashioned way by going through each kid's test answers, erasing the wrong ones, and filling in the correct option. It used to be the kids who would cheat on tests, but it seems the teachers are now having to do it thanks to the budget cuts. It seems like the entire system here is backwards. Do you agree? And let me know in the comments if you've ever cheated on a school test. And be honest. And even better, let me know if you're a teacher who's cheated by changing a kid's school test. Next up is Kids for Hire. One thing that can sometimes cost schools a ton of cash is buying things for student athletes. They need equipment, transportation for away games, and uniforms. One school in Oregon figured they wouldn't be able to afford new uniforms for the wrestling team, so they came up with an idea. They launched a program called Rent a Wrestler. The school sent 14-year-old kids out to do people's gardening work and other odd jobs around the house. The school also posted Facebook ads saying they'll work for helmets. This made some parents mad, as their kids had gone from wrestlers to landscapers in a matter of minutes. And if you think selling off kids is bad, then what about a cow? That's right, another Oregon school had to sell a cow that someone had donated to them. It did raise $1,700 for their baseball team, but the team's mascot was a cow, so was it really worth it? Would you rather rent a child wrestler or buy a cow? Next up is bus. It's a staple of American life to be transported to school in a big yellow bus driven by the local oddball. School buses aren't exactly Uber X, but they do cost schools a lot of money. For example, California schools have to pay $3.5 million a year to run them, while the government only chips in $86,000. Because of this, some schools actually have begun charging money to ride school.
$3.6 million to charge the schools, but the government only pays it $86,000. Okay.
Buses. In Golden, Colorado, public schools charge a hefty $150 a year to ride them. And in the San Francisco district, the fees are ridiculous $600 just to sit on some sticky seats and look out of some lit windows. And in Philadelphia, rides are $225 each, which adds up to over $800 a year. As for that rate, perhaps kids should just be getting Ubers into school. Some schools have even been cheaping out on the buses they use too. One small school decided they didn't need all that space, so traded in their standard bus for a mini version. Next thing you know, people will be living in school buses. Oh wait, they already are. What does the world come to? Next up is yesterday's lunch. We all know the best places to eat are airlines, hospitals, and schools. Just kidding. It's actually kind of a stereotype that school meals suck. Well, a few underfunded schools in the US aren't exactly proving people wrong. In 2015, something happened in Hawkins County School in Tennessee that would make people with even low food standards cry. They served up pork in 2015, which had been sitting in the freezer since 2009. That's right, the school waited a whopping 6 years to serve pork to students, meaning that the pork had been at the school longer than some of the kids had. The lunch ladies told the school the meat was way past its best before date by more than half a decade, but they were told to cover it up with gravy and the kids wouldn't know the difference. Okay, I'm not saying kids have the taste palette of Gordon Ramsay, but come on. I'm not sure if lunch lady Doris from The Simpsons is working in these schools, but something has got to change here. The school was apparently very underfunded, and reordering more pork would have cost too much cash. But it seems all of those parents' lawsuits probably cost them more than all the pork in the world. Next up, we have have ads. Nowadays, ads are everywhere. You see them online, on TV, on billboards, but the one place you don't see many ads is at school. Schools have a guaranteed child audience, so they're a great place for companies to win you over while you're young and get you into buying their stuff way into your adult life. For example, Cherry Creek schools had to sacrifice some bus space for advertising to make some extra money. Other schools had to put up large posters of company adverts on the sides of their buildings. And one day, students were confused to find that ads had been painted all over their lockers. So while you're grabbing your textbooks, be sure to drink Coca-Cola. Many parents were angry about this, as it seems like the schools are trying to monetize their kids and sell things to them. However, as we've already seen, schools gotta do what they gotta do to survive with the little cash they have. Yeah, so get ready for your future kids to be taught somewhere that looks more like Times Square than a school.
I have been at war.
It's rent school. You know how schools are only open for around 10 months in a year due to vacation and so on? Well, while the kids aren't using the school for learning, it's got some very valuable things in it. And you'd better believe that schools don't let their photocopiers, fax machines, and parking spaces go to waste over the vacation period. One school district in Texas makes tens of thousands of dollars a year by allowing local governments to use their copying and fax machines. They also make around $87,000 by renting out parking spots to local office workers. And football stadiums are often rented out to sporting companies, and in some cases even churches for outdoors events and more. So schools don't just rent out their own students for some extra cash, they also hire out their own land to anyone who will pay for it. These methods may sound a little unorthodox, but the school makes enough money to pay the salaries of 4 teachers with all these crafty money-making ideas. Next up is extortion. Extortion is something a mob boss might do, but it seems that in 2018 schools now have to behave like the mafia in order to survive. Schools now seem to be like Nelson Muntz, telling kids to suddenly cough up tons of cash. The Marani Unified School District in Arizona sent a note to parents demanding $250 per parent. They needed to raise $12,500. They said if they didn't pay up, they would punish their kids by forcing them to do 10 grinders plus one for every day their parents didn't cough up the cash. And another time, a kid who was poor and couldn't afford school lunches owed more than $25 in lunch fees. Thanks to this, the school stopped serving him lunch like the other kids, and instead he got a cruddy cheese sandwich. And another school in New Jersey told parents they collectively had to pay $100,000 for lunch fees. The parents either couldn't or wouldn't pay, so the school simply stopped feeding the kids altogether. This led to CPS getting involved, and now the school may be shut down. Hey, I guess you gotta make the moolah somehow. Just try not to starve any kids in the process. Yeah, these schools have done some pretty bad stuff, and at the time, some parents actually wanted the schools to be shut down. Do you think that's a little bit extreme, or do you think these schools should really be closed for what they've done? I think things like advertising pizza on buses is okay, but extortion is probably not, to be honest. Yeah. I'm not sure if those kids were going to Don Corleone High, but something is definitely wrong there. If you guys have any odd experiences of your schools
Well, some of them is okay. The ads, I guess, isn't horrible. But making kids not eat is awful. It's awful. Yep, okay, that would be it for the video, guys. If you guys are new, please subscribe. And I guess that would be it. And I guess I love you all, and goodbye. Huh? 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 Hello guys, it's Administrator, and welcome to the video, and I'm hoping you like these daily videos, because man, I am staying up late, getting up early for work, and it's only like 9 o'clock right now, probably 9, but then I have to be at work early in the morning, so not that early I guess, but 9 o'clock in the morning, I open, but hey, you have to do what you have to do to get these videos out to you guys. So be happy. Hold on, this is too late. There we go. So this video is, I know, I'm actually in a different spot though today because I'm in my living room. Because why the heck not? Home alone and heck, why not? So the video we are reacting to is Times Fast Food went too far. I'm wondering.
The fast food industry is unimaginably competitive. In the hopes of outdoing their rivals, restaurant chains release an endless stream of innovative creations just to get customers through their doors. But while a lot of them are ridiculously good, others turn out to just be ridiculous. Like this outrageously sized burger, or these crazily colored concoctions. And what they look like is just the tip of the iceberg. From adding insane amounts of sugar to completely unnecessary ingredients, keep watching to find out which companies have taken their fast food game way too far. The hideous Hula Burger. A lot of people argue that pineapple has absolutely no right to be on a pizza. But what about putting it on a burger? Or as McDonald's tried back in the 1960s, replacing the burger entirely with a single ring of pineapple. Yep, just grilled pineapple with cheese on a bun. It was called the Hula Burger, and while it sounded as bad as it looked, it was cooked up for a pretty interesting reason. Back in the 1960s, McDonald's discovered that their sales were seriously tanking in areas with large Catholic populations. It turned out that these chaste churchgoers often abstained from eating meat on Fridays, so McDonald's came up with an ingenious solution: meatless burgers. The idea was great, but the resulting hula burger, not so much. While the drive did give rise to the hula burger's more popular brother, the Filet-O-Fish, this peculiar pineapple sandwich is a fast food failure that's best left forgotten. But the verdict is still out on whether pineapple belongs on pizza, though. What do you think? For yes, hit that like button, and for no, hit that subscribe button. Either way, you can't lose, unlike McDonald's. Now let's get back to even more fast food abominations. The Africa Burger. A burger wrapped in pita bread may not sound all that controversial, but when McDonald's released the questionably named McAfrica back in 2002, their timing couldn't have been worse.
Years ago?
It was made to celebrate the 2002 Winter Olympics, but that year a devastating famine struck 6 countries in southern Africa, and while 12 million Africans starved, McDonald's was making bank on a food with their continent's name on it. Not only that, but the limited edition burger wasn't even available in Africa. Yikes. Despite the backlash from humanitarian agencies, McDonald's flat out refused to withdraw the burger. They even went as far as to release a burger with the same name again in the lead up to the 2008 Olympics. Unsurprisingly, it was met with a similarly negative outcry. Looks like all the money they made off the back of this burger wasn't enough to buy them any common sense. Double Down Damn. Just about everyone knows what the simplest components of a burger are.
It's a hamburger made out of meat on a bun with nothing. Add ketchup if you want. I couldn't care less.
But in 2010, KFC threw that out the window when they introduced the Double Down Burger. The traditional bun was replaced by 2 pieces of fried chicken, which sandwiched a center of bacon, cheese, and barbecue sauce. It was a pretty polarizing product, and it wasn't just the vegans that couldn't stomach it. While the controversy of its bunless components made it popular, it failed to sell well and wasn't initially a huge hit with fast foodies, though that didn't stop KFC from expanding their Double Down range around the world. Over in South Korea, they took it one step further by adding in a hamburger patty to create the outrageous Zinger Double Down King. And in the Philippines, the Double Down Burger evolved into the Double Down Dog, a fried chicken breast patty wrapped around a hot dog. But it was Canada that truly won this fast food race by introducing the radical waffle Double Down. Yep, that's 2 chicken fillets around a Belgian waffle, drizzled in a kind of maple syrup mayonnaise. Is there no end to this increasingly greasy Double Down dynasty? The Cheeky Cheesa. If you thought KFC went too far replacing the buns of its burgers with chicken, then look away before I show you what they did to pizza. Called the Cheesa, KFC created an unholy love child of fried chicken and pizza by replacing the pizza dough with one huge fried chicken fillet. It was available only in select KFC outlets across Asia, and combined toppings of tomato sauce, chicken, ham, pineapple chunks, mozzarella, and cheese sauce. I mean, it doesn't sound that bad, but what was actually served to the customers really didn't meet marketing expectations. And while replacing the base certainly solved the classic pizza problem of picky eaters leaving their crust, reviewers noted that its oily, greasy taste left a lot to be desired. Maybe a side order of self-loathing would have added to the flavor, all washed down with a large cup of regret. Problematic McPizza. Now, KFC aren't the only fast food company to try their luck in the pizza arena. In the 1980s, McDonald's saw that Pizza Hut was growing in the U.S. by 10% each year, and decided it too wanted a slice of the pizza pie market. So McDonald's went to extreme lengths to bring their strange-sounding McPizza to the hungry American masses.
Fantasize that raw pizza. It's a man's dream come true.
They spent years developing special ovens that would cook an entire pizza in a matter of minutes. Although they ended up being so big that some franchises had to remodel their kitchens to fit the humongous pizza-making machines in. And like that wasn't expensive enough, the machines themselves cost a phenomenal $50,000 a piece. That's equivalent to about $100,000 today. But even though they could cook a pizza in just 10 minutes, it was a lifetime in comparison to their already made burgers. Not only that, but the price
tag of these pizzas started at $5.99. That was a huge hike, considering most of their hamburgers at the time were less than $1. Like, this wasn't a bad enough start for the McPizza. McDonald's main pizza competitor, Pizza Hut, suddenly sparked an all-out war. In areas where McPizza was being served, Pizza Hut started offering buy one, get one free deals and slapped them down publicly by calling their pizzas McFrozen. Sadly, this was the final nail in the coffin for McDonald's brash attempt at fast food domination, and McPizza was removed from menus across the states. Wow. For all the time and money that went into them, they sure were one expensive McSteak.
Yeah.
Mad McSpaghetti.
Why is it all
McDonald's'
McDonald's?
disastrous attempt to dominate.
Sorry guys, instead of pausing the video for that ad, I ended the video, so get back into it.
The states. Wow. For all the time and money that went into them, they sure were one expensive McSteak. Mad McSpaghetti.
Why is it all
McDonald's disastrous attempt to dominate the Italian fast food market didn't start and stop with pizza. Around the same time as the McPizza was first introduced, franchises across the U.S. also added several pasta dishes to their menus. Along with fettuccine alfredo and lasagna, a spaghetti and meatballs dish called McSpaghetti hit the stage. But despite the universal love of this simple Italian dish, McDonald's simply couldn't convince customers to order a pasta dish at a burger joint. After all, anyone can make spaghetti at home, but not everyone can make a Big Mac and McDonald's fries in their kitchen. So McDonald's discontinued the line, which was another huge hit to its plans of fast food supremacy. But even though it failed to appeal to the American market, when it was introduced to the Philippines, the dish suddenly thrived. Served with a crispy chicken leg, this super sweet red sauce really hit the spot with its Filipino consumer base. Well, at least it found a home in Asia, because I don't think it would be welcome in Italy. That's for sure. Cheeto Burrito. Big brand food mashups have given us some truly blessed items, like Jolly Rancher cereal, Snickers Coffee Mate, and Fanta flavored snack packs. But one crossover that took it way too far was the snack-infused abomination born from the Cheetos and Taco Bell mashup, the Cheeto Burrito. It was a fast food fusion of seasoned beef, buttery rice, cheese, and sauce, with the added-on cornmeal crunch of the cheesy chip snack. On paper, the combination sounded like a marketing dream, so it was tested out and sold for just $1 in Taco Bell restaurants around Cincinnati, Ohio back in 2016. But while fast foodies were expecting a super crunchy, supremely cheesy wrap, what they got was a mild disappointment wrapped in a tortilla. Adding the Cheetos into a deluge of wet and saucy ingredients meant that, for the most part, they came out slightly soggy too, and they didn't add half the cheesy flavor patrons expected. Fortunately, this unhealthy union never made it onto the main Taco Bell menu, and it looks like it wasn't easy being cheesy. Crazy Captain Crunch Delights. Amazingly, the Cheeto Burrito wasn't the first Joy-branded nightmare food that Taco Bell ever served up. Just 1 year before, in 2015, the Tex-Mex chain buddied up with the makers of Captain Crunch cereal to produce Captain Crunch Delights. Colorful donut holes sprinkled with...
I love the cinnamon delights that they have. Love them. They're literally my favorite. But what? Captain Crunch Delights?
Mashed up cereal. Usually, deep-fried donut holes are covered in a tasty array of sugar or sprinkles, so replacing them with cereal was a bit of an odd move. But that wasn't all. The holes were also filled with a milk-flavored icing, really giving customers a sense of what it would be like to eat a deep-fried bowl of cereal. Blech. And the absolute worst part of all this is that they were sold as a breakfast item. Considering a 12-pack of these contained over 1,000 calories and a tooth-rotting 42 grams of sugar, I wouldn't say they constitute as a healthy or nutritious breakfast. Kit Kat Chocodona. Did you think that was the end of Taco Bell's crazy brand crossovers? Oh, how wrong you are. Because in 2017, they added a new chocolate quesadilla to their American dessert menu called the Kit Kat Chocodilla. What? It was a brand name take on their original Chocodilla,
Chacadilla, with added Kit Kat wafer biscuits to give the sugary quesadilla a little added crunch. It had been tested out in the UK a year before, but even with their questionable culinary standards, yes, that is a pie sandwich, it raised a few eyebrows. Although it's not hard to see why. The sprinkle of wafer over the oozing chocolate sauce reminds me of leaving a Kit Kat out on a hot day and letting it melt inside the wrapper. Not many people are fans of such a gross change in texture, but what about you? Would you slurp up all that liquid candy from the Chacadilla, or throw the entire thing in the trash? Let me know down in the comments.
Oh no.
Spoopy Burger. Back in October 2015, Burger King decided to go the extra mile to celebrate the spooky season by releasing the brilliantly black Halloween Whopper. The dark color of the sandwich was achieved by baking A1 steak sauce into it, along with a little food dye that made up less than 1% of the overall bun. But this special edition burger ended up having a hilariously unforeseen side effect on its customers. It turned their poop bright green. As the country people took to Twitter to report seeing colors again.
So your poop, when you go poop, go to number 2, and of that green? What? That is not expected.
Join Irish countryside in their toilet bowls, and hashtag green poop quickly began trending. Fortunately, this trip to the Emerald Toilet City wasn't anything for customers to worry about, because Burger King had used an acceptable amount of food dye as dictated by the FDA, but in a concentrated blue form. While your gut absorbs most food colorings, any remnants left floating around in your system can mix with the yellowish-green bile in your intestines, turning colors like dark blue into goblin green. Even though Burger King claimed the side effect was entirely unintentional, I'd like to think that this Whopper was the ultimate Halloween trick-or-treat.
For real.
Anti-Happy Meal. Sometimes the marketing ploys with the best intentions really miss the mark. Like Burger King's controversial range of real meals. They were a spoof of McDonald's infamous Happy Meal, a well-loved value kids meal, all in the name of 2019's Mental Health Awareness Week. With the slogan, "No one is happy all the time," they released a line of alternative emotion boxes, effectively saying that it was okay to not be okay. It was a pretty clever idea, but the campaign was met with a litany of criticisms. For a start, it wasn't clear what actually came in each of these boxes. Were they different? Was it all Whoppers? Or was it just a handful of Prozac? It took combing through the small print to learn that it was just a regular Whopper combo meal. But looking beyond the burgers, the mental health messages appeared to be trivialized. I mean, how many lives do Burger King really think "yes" claims every year? It became clear that using mental health as a front to sell people burgers was a pretty outrageous idea, and it wasn't repeated in 2020. But we shouldn't be too harsh on Burger King for this mistake. After all, who really knows how much pain the king is hiding behind that mask? Mountain Dew Madness. Caffeine helps a lot of us wake up in the morning, usually in the form of freshly made coffee. But back in 2012, Taco Bell offered its customers a different start to the morning, a sugary, caffeine-fueled heart attack in a glass called Mountain Dew AM. The drink itself was a fairly simple and grim-sounding combination of the carbonated, caffeinated, and super sugary Mountain Dew with orange juice.
Ew.
Adding a little vodka would turn this into a semi-acceptable screwdriver, or dew-driver, cocktail. Taco Bell was serving the super strange concoction as a breakfast item, and breaking it down, a large 20-ounce cup of this morning madness would contain a phenomenal 46 grams of sugar. That's the same as adding 11 sugar cubes to your morning cup of coffee. Although a cup of coffee would admittedly have almost twice the amount of caffeine. But who needs caffeine to wake up when you can have all that sugar rushing through your veins? Pickle problems.
Ew.
Some people really love pickles, though even their biggest fans might think twice about trying them in a super sweet slushy form. But back in 2018, U.S. drive-in chain Sonic announced that they were going to give it a try.
Ew.
They released a bright green pickle juice slush as part of their summertime
menu to the total confusion of the nation. While some were brave enough to try it, others tried their best to go back their disgust. But in trying to get the U.S. to fall in love with this pickle-flavored product, many tasters noticed Sonic had made the drink incredibly sweet. It seemed this fast food company had tried to overcompensate for the pickle's natural acidity, but this had real pickle fans complaining that the slush wasn't pickly enough. Looks like nailing this great green monster ended up being a step too far for Sonic. And in the wrong direction at that. Jalapeno Just No Shake. How spicy do you like your milkshakes? It's an odd question that exists thanks to another of Sonic's odd fast food concoctions. The chocolate-covered jalapeno milkshake. Released as part of their summer menu shake-up in April 2014, the startling flavor combination had customers thinking it was an April Fool's prank. But no, these chocolatey shakes actually came with huge jalapeno pieces floating around in them, and some were even garnished with the spicy green devils. These weren't pedestrian pickled jalapenos either. They were all fresh cut and sizzling with spice. While some absolute masochists enjoyed the sweet burn that the jalapenos gave the chocolate shake, many others were rightfully horrified. And it looks like Sonic got the message loud and clear, because this joke of a milkshake hasn't made a return to their menu since. Crusty Conundrum. Pizza Hut are well known for stuffing their crust full of delicious delights to make the most out of every meal. From gooey mozzarella to mini hot dogs, sharing a slice never looked so good. That was until they went too far and introduced the cheeseburger stuffed pizza crust back in 2012. Known as the crown crust in the Middle East, the apocalyptic pie had even the most avid pizza lovers wondering if Pizza Hut had finally lost the plot. Then they discovered its nutritional information. At 288 calories per slice, the monster crust of the pizza meant the whole pie had close to a mammoth 3,000 calories. That's about 1,000 calories more than the average human should be eating in an entire day. Not only that, but when these pizza pies arrived, customers couldn't help but notice that they looked vastly different to their pristine promo photos, and not in a good way. Seems like Pizza Hut really failed to deliver on this calorific abomination. Eye-popping Popeyes. Plenty of businesses these days offer special discounts and free treats to celebrate their achievements with the public. But back in 2018, fried chicken chain Popeyes had something a little more extravagant in mind. To celebrate the opening of their 3,000th restaurant, the company introduced the luxurious-looking 24-karat champagne wings to their menu. For one day only, at 4 select locations around the U.S., patrons could indulge in wings that had been hand-battered in champagne and then coated with edible 24-karat gold flakes. While restaurants up and down the country were also hopping on the edible gold hype train, they were selling gold grilled cheese sandwiches for a wallet-busting $214, or 12-inch gold-encrusted pizzas for a bank-breaking $2,000. But Popeyes sold all this for an incredibly economical $5. And as you can imagine, they sold out almost instantly. For that price, I bet these overly opulent wings were impossible not to enjoy. Freaky pumpkin spice fries. By just saying the words pumpkin spice, I bet most of you automatically think of basic white girls in autumn, drinking pumpkin spice lattes, clad in Ugg boots, and Instagramming everything. But while putting pumpkin spice into just about everything started off as an American craze, it's found a stranger foothold over in Japan. To celebrate Halloween back in 2016, McDonald's Japan offered their signature french fries surprisingly smothered in chocolate and pumpkin spice sauces. Called the Halloween Choco Potato, the strange flavor combo was designed to complement the saltiness of the fries. But they didn't stop there. A little later that October, they released another spooky flavored sauce simply called Purple Potato. While some found both the dishes delicious, others just couldn't get their head around the strange sweet and savory combinations. Despite the feedback, I imagine all the basic Beckies are already trying to book their plane tickets to Japan now. Sickening bacon sundaes. It's almost impossible to pinpoint where fast food companies started to fight over who could have the freakiest food creations. Some think it started with KFC's notorious Double Down saga, although it likely goes back further than that. Well, however it started, in 2012, the rivalry pushed Burger King to release the truly bizarre Bacon Sundae.
It was scoops of vanilla ice cream drizzled lavishly with fudge, caramel, and bacon crumbles, all topped off with a piece of thick-cut bacon. While it seemed like a bright idea to Burger King, the world just wasn't ready for such a madly meaty treat. Something about the super sweet sauce combined with the supreme sodium hit of the bacon left people with a bad taste in their mouths. And at a belly-busting 510 calories per serving, with a little something on their waistlines as well. Garish glitter pizza. Unicorns may be beautiful magical creatures, but the glittery unicorn pizza from Dagwood's Pizzeria
Barely there, vital sign.
just looks cursed. Officially called the magical AF Margarita Pizza Pie, this New York-style staple comes with the unconventional topping of edible glitter. While it definitely makes those cheese balls look a lot more interesting, the sheer amount of shine just doesn't look right on the savory dish. Sure, their clientele of color-hungry kids seem to love it, but would you say all that glitter on a 16-inch pizza is really worth a whopping $36? In comparison to their regular margarita pizza, that's an additional $17, all for a flavorless, edible tinsel topping. Magical AF?
Now
Like expensive AF.
almost $40 for a pizza.
Donut Care Burger. Fried chicken is good. Donuts are good. There are no arguments there. But the marketing team at KFC clearly thought that adding these two good things together would mean a sweet and savory success. And so in 2019, they released a truly insane-looking Kentucky Fried Chicken and donut sandwich. For a tasty $7.49, the sandwich on its own consisted of 2 glazed donuts with a fried chicken center. While vloggers and reviewers were quick to admit that the combination tasted pretty good, their eyes bulged as much as their bellies when they saw what was in there. A single sandwich contained almost the entire daily fat intake of an average adult at a staggering 65 grams, along with 40 grams of sugar. That's the same as 10 whole cubes of sugar. Whoa, just hearing that is enough to give me a toothache. Maybe if the sandwich were split over one donut, a bit more like a regular bun, it wouldn't be such an assault on the mouth. But then, without that sugar overload, where would the shock value of this sweet scandal be? Dessert deception. At first glance, this looks like any other McDonald's hamburger, dripping with barbecue sauce, sandwiched in between 2 buns. You can almost taste it, but if you bit into this burger expecting meat, you get one hell of a sweet surprise. That brown baked center is actually a gooey layer of the world's premier hazelnut spread Nutella. Only available in Italian McDonald's restaurants, the adorably named Sweetie Con Nutella is a combination of hazelnut spread and cocoa, all encased in an oddly regular McDonald's burger bun. As grand as it sounds, it's actually much smaller than it appears in the picture, although it still finds the space to fit 256 calories inside. While it's received high praise in the Italian market, I'm not entirely sure the rest of the world is really ready for a dessert burger. What a lot of Whopper. When Microsoft launched its Windows 7 software back in 2009, they wanted it to be an event the whole world would remember. They buddied up with companies internationally to promote the upcoming release, one of which, surprisingly, was Burger King. While food and tech don't really have much in common, that didn't stop Burger King from going the extra mile and releasing the hilariously named Windows 7 Whopper across Japan, with a staggering 7 separate beef patties weighing in at a gut-busting 2.2 pounds. The burger looked more like a rendering issue than a viable meal, but at a cleverly priced 777 yen, which was roughly an event is actually to be. Dessert deception. Whoa, just hearing that vastly different. Compensate for the pickle's natural